Hello, everybody. In the current affairs this week, the week ended 19th of May 2024. First of all, the good news from the Indian stock markets. The Indian Nifty 50 was up by more than 2%. Nifty Mid Cap and Nifty Small Cap were up by more than 5% each. FIIs were sellers to the extent of around 11,000 crores, but the DIIs bought an equal amount, around 11,000 crores. The sectors which did very well this week were Nifty Metals and Nifty Realty. Both were up by more than 7% each. The sector, despite the market doing so well, was unchanged, was Nifty FMCG. As far as the global commodities are concerned, Brent crude and gold were up by more than 1%, but silver had an excellent performance. It was up by more than 11% this week. Coming to the US markets, the Nasdaq was up by more than 2% and S&P 500 was up by more than 1.5%. This week, I wanted to talk about the strategy the FIIs are pursuing insofar as India is concerned. As far as the equity exposure of FIIs in India is concerned, in last 1 year, they have added more than 1,83,000 crores in the Indian stock market. But the present strategy which is pursued by the FIIs is on account of premium valuations of Indian stocks. They are pursuing the strategy of sell India and buy China. This is a tactical, strategic way of dealing at this point of time. But overall, on a long-term basis, FIIs are quite bullish on India. When it comes to the exposure of FIIs in the Indian debt markets, FIIs in last 1 year have invested around more than 1,11,000 crores. The reason for this investment is higher yields on Indian debt and the way they perceive the exchange rate equation between Indian rupee and the foreign currency is that the Indian rupee is going to be stable vis-a-vis foreign currencies like the US dollar, or even they expect that rupee might appreciate marginally. It is for that reason FIIs are taking large exposures in Indian debts also. Another interesting news item this week was the present Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman talking at the CII summit that India has done very well on the services front, and now is the time that we need to do a lot on the manufacturing front. And she is expecting that the private sector will initiate a lot of investments and take the lead in ramping up the Indian manufacturing, where the government will be the supporter. We have always been talking about that the demographics in India are favorable as far as India is concerned. And here is the evidence of it. In last 1 year, the average age of Indians owning high-end cars, high-end mobiles, large television sets has come down by 7 years. So somebody who could buy these kinds of cars and these kinds of expensive gadgets was earlier, whatever was the age, it is down by 7 years. So younger people have started owning, and this is the result of the demographics which India enjoys. Lastly, China, the realty sector is facing a lot of difficulties. There, the Chinese government is doing a lot of efforts to see that the realty sector, which is a very major part of their economy, bounces back. So they have announced a lot many measures which includes easing out the terms of their mortgages and even buying out, absolute complete buying out of so many properties by the government to see that the entire realty market remains afloat and is in an active state. But unfortunately, the observers say that the private sector in China has lost a lot of confidence, and whatever measures which might be taken by the government might not be that very helpful. This is all for the week. Thank you.